Game on. Riley Valley at the line. Jump serve.
Ooh,
A little bit too
long,
hard.
yep.
Just long. Great power on that serve, though. Just a little bit long.
All right, got Leah Frazier at the line for Mullan. We've got McKelvey, Speck, McKenna, American, Kendall Lohr back to receive.
Frazier, a sophomore for the Tigers. Her serve fielded by Merrick. Set by Valley. The spike attempt is blocked by Mullan's Taloa Fallingwater. Frazier back to the line to serve. 22-17. 5-point difference. Her serve fielded in the back row.
Nice pass by McKenna Merrick.
Set up perfectly for the Miners. Great play by Leah Frazier. Digs it out. Wallace will take another crack at it. Selke again.
Oh. Wallace is going to have to clean up on some of their errors. They do lots of great things.
Who's responsible for determining whether or not the ball's touched when a player's trying to tip it and it goes out of bounds? Is that the ladies at the net or the back row judges, who are just volunteers, right?
Yeah, that one I don't know the answer to. I don't know if it's the line judges or the referees that determine whether it's a touch or not.
Weren't you a volleyball coach at one point?
Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear. What did you say?
Oh, nothing. Crickets. A great rally here going. Right between the Miners and the Tigers. Dug out of the ground by Frazier.
Nice.
Nice play by Selke. Do you think that Selke affected that ball just by being there?
I definitely think the blockers, just by being up, it causes the hitter to adjust what they're going to do.
You don't necessarily have to be a tall girl to be a good volleyball player. It does help, though. It can't hurt, right?
Right. Ooh.
Now that ball was hit off the basket, so if they were able to field it, it would have been in play.
They could keep going. Yep. Set point here, 24-19.
At the stripe for the Miners, Gilmore. Her jump serve, fielded in the back row by Jasmine Riley. And
looks like that was illegal set, the double set by Mullan. So Miners take the second set, 25-19.
Mullan Tigers and the Wallace Miners. Great action so far. The Wallace took the first 2 sets, but both were competitive matches. Let's look forward to a great third match.
We got Jasmine Nelson serving for Mullan. She's a great server. She causes some problems for our Wallace Miners.
Joining Riley on the floor is Stahl, Haig, Falling Water,
nice
and Leah Frazier. Good rally to begin with. Falling Water centers the ball. Right over the net by Dykes. Nice touch pass by Riley Valley.
Illegal set by Chiloa.
I wish the refs would let some of that stuff go.
No.
They're kind of nitpicky sometimes.
No, you have to be very clean on those sets.
Ruins the flow. Because if you can use 2 hands, it's kind of a slippery slope. How much do you let it go? But really, do you think they're always hitting it with 2 hands at the same time?
Yes. I was a setter.
I know. I find that hard to believe. With these days in super slow motion, if you were to slow it down. But I'll take your word for it. You were a setter.
I was, so I know all about that call.
Awesome. It seems to me that setter is probably one of the better, or they put one of the better athletes on the floor at that spot, or try to.
Maybe I was a setter because I couldn't hit. Although our setter, Riley Valley, she's great at all of it.
She is a great athlete.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Kendall in for Cora.
Kendall Laura, great athlete in her own right. I've seen Kendall dance ballet, and she's very talented.
Yes, very talented.
Has she been part of the volleyball team in years past, or is this the first year for her?
She's been playing, I believe, since the 7th grade, so yes.
Great.
Yep. She was a varsity player last year.
Replacing Stahl for the Tigers, number 7. Autumn Chavez.
Ooh, that one came right on over. Looks like number 4 was in the net for the Mullan Tigers. Riley's back to serve. You know, Coach Larson, I asked the girls who their favorite singer or musical group is.
And what was their response?
And Riley Valley, her favorite singer is Mr. Cloud.
Mr. Cloud sings on occasion?
He does. So Mr. Cloud, the high school English teacher, she marked down as her favorite singer.
He's more than a high school English teacher. Doesn't he teach drama as well? And
I believe he
been
does.
Part of
and he's a track coach.
Local productions. Very good.
Yep.
Very talented individual we're lucky to have here in Wallace.
Nice dig by McKenna Merrick.
Wonderful play. I believe the ball was hit into the net.
Hit into the net, but Ellie was there to block, and just that presence, like I said, can alter what the hitter is planning to do.
Welch is replaced by the libero Gilmore, and
Tia Hendrick is in the game for McKenna Merrick.
Very good, thank you. Wallace making some substitutions as well. Coach Bauer taking a last-second opportunity to give some instruction to her team. Looking at the substitutions very closely. I appreciate Coach Bauer's attention to detail. She seems like she's really got a great program running here.
She has a great program. She's very technical in teaching the skills, and she's also excellent with game strategy.
And it's not just her. We have to mention all the other coaches for the Silver Valley Volleyball Club. Is that a club that all girls from the Valley are part of, or is that just Wallace girls, the volleyball club that's been meeting in the, before the
Silver
crisis?
Valley Volleyball Club is valley-wide, I believe, so
Awesome.
Kellogg. I think any of them are able to partake. I don't know too much about it, but yeah, definitely a big help.
You know, it's a good thing when it's hard to get gym time.
Right.
Ball kept alive by Lore.
Spiked
over the net
would
by
have been
Valley.
a great back row attack, but
out
out of bounds.
Referees making eye contact to communicate a touch. No touch on the Mullan side. And Chloe Selke, number 10, will go to the strike.
Oh, there must have been a touch, huh? Because we've got the ball back.
Yes, actually they made a.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Sign like that.
Nice serve by Chloe. Tia was up for the block, but we just weren't there for the kill. McKelvey in for Chloe Silke. Coach Bauer getting lots of girls into the game tonight.
Good to get a lot of girls' experience here early in the season.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the postseason.
Right.
Fingers crossed. Point Wallace, lower back to the line, 8-4 at this point in the third set. Wallace has taken the first two, but both have been competitive games. Speaking of the Silver Valley volleyball coaches, Riley Valley's father down there, Justin Valley, one of the Silver Valley volleyball heads there.
Yep.
As is his wife involved, I believe.
Timeout by the Mullan Tigers. All right, Kendall Orr back to serve, 9-4 for the Wallace Miners.
That looked like a double hit to me.
So it was a double hit.
Why is she allowed to do it and others aren't?
Well, anyone is allowed to do it on the first pass.
On the first pass.
Yeah.
So you could go like, you could have your arms extended and it could hit your left arm and then your right arm when you were trying to bump.
Yes.
Does that count as one hit or two?
I think one.
That helps a little bit. Good choice to just tip it over the net by Haig, but handled by the Miners. Falling Waters set. Handled in the middle of the floor by Emily Dykes. A great rally here. Back and forth goes the volleyball. There to Sarah Smith and her spike attempt handled by Riley again. Boy, this has been back and forth about 6 or 7 times. Wonderful rally. See if the Miners can put them away.
There we go. Nice hit by Kaya Taylor.
Great timing. Kaya Taylor comes into the game and contributes right away. Lower back to the line. 11-4. Miners. Chavez replaces Mullan's Kara Stahl. Chavez goes to the back spot. You have to replace the spot on the defense. That you go to the spot of the girl you replace.
Yes. Ooh, nice hit by Leah Frazier.
What's to prevent people from just, excuse me, just like substituting and then putting their server in every time, like their best server at the line?
So there's, you can only substitute in for the same, basically same person or each time. So like if McKelvey went in for Chloe Silky, when Chloe goes back in, she has to go back in for McKelvey.
And so scorekeeping is pretty important here, and that's where the delay comes in sometimes.
And the down ref has a little chart that she keeps track of their rotations and things like that. So lots of rules about substitutions.
To avoid people from, to dissuade people from doing it.
Yeah.
Oh man, Wallace on a roll here, 13-5, third set.
Got Tia Hendrick at the line.
Before Wallace puts this away, fingers crossed. Mrs. Farkas, what are your top 3 donuts?
My favorite is the jelly-filled Bismarck.
Must be a Midwest thing.
Called the Bismarck. Here they call it a jelly-filled donut, I think. That's my favorite.
Powdered or like in maple bar?
No, it's got a white frosting on it.
Okay.
Okay, my second favorite donut would just be a donut with a chocolate frosting on it.
Cake donut or like a
old-fashioned donut? That one would probably be a cake donut. And then my third favorite would be just a glazed raised donut.
Well, I was hoping to catch you off balance, but it seems like
I know my donuts.
Okay,
I know my donuts, so you can try all you want, but
very good. Riley back to the line.
No, that's Jasmine.
Jasmine
Nelson.
Riley.
Jasmine Nelson.
I've been calling her Jasmine Riley all all evening.
Well, somebody will let you know about it, I'm sure.
Ooh, wonderful defense by Valley at the net. Falling Water sets to Fraser.
Oh, get it over.
Back and forth.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so that's exciting action. So there we had the block that dropped in front of the girls. You are allowed to pop it back up even though you just touched it on the block. So whenever you block and it comes down right in front of you, you've got to pop that thing back up and get one of your teammates to get it into play.
Fantastic play. Fantastic
And you
play.
could see how the fans got riled up on that
They
one.
did. They were jumping up and down over there in their Hawaiian shirts. Led by the cheerleaders. Exulting some spirit out of the Wallace crowd.
Ooh.
Oh, and Mullan back on the board.
Yeah, nice hit by Leah Fraser.
Cuts the deficit in half, 14-7. Just want to say thanks to our guests in the booth here this evening. We have Skylee Austin. Skylee's working in a filming capacity this evening. Also, Cassidy Houchin is joining us up here. She's running the cameras, doing a great job. Again, I'm Barry Larson, joined by Nicole Farkas and Ace Hess, doing the main filming for the volleyball team. And I imagine this film goes to volleyball players and they review it. Very good, very good.
All right, we had an illegal rotation or illegal setup on Mullan, so.
Second of the game. At this point, I wouldn't accuse anybody of cheating, but do they do that to try to,
no,
or is that just a error in?
It's just an error. Nobody's ever trying to do it. It's always just, just getting out of position or overlapping the wrong way. Yeah.
(15-8). Falling Waters spike fielded by Merrick in the back row. Spike attempt by Selke. Dug out, and Mullan hits it for what seemingly was a fourth time, but I guess I miscounted.
It was 3. There we go.
How can you be so sure? Are you always saying 1, 2, 3 as a?
No, I'm just keeping my eye on the ball.
But as a player on the floor, are you always? Is that always in your mind? Are you saying 1, 2, 3, or?
I think just after you've played so long, it's just the flow of you just know what's going on. And when in doubt, keep hitting it, keep playing the ball.
Well, there was some fast and furious action right at the net, so forgive me if I miscounted. Great play on both sides here. 16-8 Miners.
Ooh, that would have.
We have a good vantage point for that. We're sitting right at mid-court, and the ball was rolling right on the top of the net, but didn't quite make it over to the Wallace side. Well, thanks for asking. I enjoy apple fritters. Those are my favorite. Anywhere I go, I judge a donut shop on the basis of how good the apple fritter is. I'm not talking about blueberry fritters or huckleberry fritters. I'm talking old-fashioned apple fritters.
Ooh.
Powerful spike attempt by Falling Water, but ruled out of bounds. 18-8 Miners. And good opportunity for a timeout by Dawn McKinnon to try to let our girls catch their breaths and get back in this game. Be right back. Welcome back to Kirby Krulitz Court. 18-8, third set. Wallace on top.
Oh, just in the net.
Looked like Riley Valley has switched roles there. Maybe are they trying to get Kendall Lohr some experience at center, or is that just the way things work out sometimes?
So Kendall is her opposite player, and Riley had taken the second ball so Kendall, someone else, or Riley had taken, I can't remember.
Right.
She couldn't set it.
Okay. But she was in position to be there to try to put the point away. I see. Substitution for the Miners. Libero Kennedy Gilmore comes in, and Tia Hendrick replaces McKenna Merrick. Really, Coach Bauer using her entire bench this evening. Coach Bauer assisted by Martha House. And helping out Dawn McKinnon with the Mullan side, her daughter.
Yep, Cammie Rasmussen. Nice serve by Kennedy.
Is it possible for girls, if they're talented enough, to play multiple sports and maybe not be involved in the club volleyball? Or if at this talent level, do they pretty much have to be playing on a almost year-round basis to be successful?
I think with anything, it probably just depends on the individual. Club obviously helps, gives them more experience and practice, but I don't know that all these girls necessarily play club, so.
A couple enthusiastic young ladies sitting courtside over on the other side, Greta Engel and Caden Stutzky, volleyball players in their own right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great choice by Valley just to tip the ball over the net. Oh, I imagine sometimes it's difficult not to get turned around as Selkie did there. She just about did a 360 trying to get her bearings.
Sometimes you're trying to get out of the way, and
20-11. Selkie's spike attempt way out of bounds. 2011. I thought I'd take this opportunity to show you some of my art, Mrs. Farkas.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like a cityscape.
I can see that. Are these your students or is this yours?
No, this is mine.
I didn't know you were an artist.
I just started, actually. I think it's important, though, in these crazy times to start to have some type of passion. Something you're after.
Look at that.
This is my building.
Yes.
Building I live in. I'm always inspired by the sign out in front. Does that give you inspiration ever? Like that one?
Yes, it does. The Wallace W.
If you turn it upside down, Ace, it's a M.
All right, 21-13. Wallace on top.
Falling water at the serving strike. She's getting herself ready. I imagine there's a routine that each player goes through as they're getting ready to serve.
Yeah, kind of like shooting a free throw.
How important is communication in a volleyball match?
You can't be successful without it.
What if you play together with the girls all the time?
Ooh.
Is it still absolutely necessary? Are good teams always communicating?
Yes, good teams are always communicating.
Using words like what? Mine, I got it.
Mine,
get out of the way. What the heck are you doing? Does that happen sometimes when girls get frustrated and they're...
Yes, I'm sure it does, but they also can do hand signals before serves and things like that to maybe...
Set the plan?
Yep.
And is there do different coaches, different teams have, well, I imagine they do, different philosophies? Or is it all based on the type of personnel you have? Type of how tall you are? Do taller teams have to play a different style than shorter teams?
Well, yeah, I think, depending on your personnel, you're going to maybe set things up a little bit differently.
I was inspired by the smokiness in this one.
Very nice.
This is
like... Is that a tornado or
no?
This
it's just
one here?
No. It is whatever you want it to be.
Okay, good. Abstract art?
No, it's not abstract. There's
well,
a meaning behind it.
You said whatever I wanted it to be. There's a nice kill by Jaden House.
23-14. This is the Hell's Canyon. It's the deepest gorge in America. Snake River Canyon. Thanks for taking a look at my art. Laura's serve. Fielded by Nelson. Right over the net by Frazier. And referee gets involved.
Double hit on our setter, Riley Valley.
Is that a hit that is... I'm trying to wrap my head around the double hit. Is it really subjective? Is there some gray area depending on the type of bump, hit, or set there?
Well, I mean...
9 for 7.
I'm sure there's criteria for it. I mean, it's somewhat subjective, but I think the up ref really has a good look on those hands if they're moving or not. So.
She's standing on a chair over there.
Yeah, so Raina Longstreet, she's the volleyball commissioner, so definitely
a great
an expert.
Basketball referee as well.
Yep.
Oh.
Looks like that's match point, 25-15. So 3-0 for our Wallace Miners. Great play by the Mullan Tigers, just a little less experience than our Miners.
What is Wallace's record on the year?
That I do not know. I know they lost to Kellogg, but I think they just won. They just beat Clark Fork the other night on the road, and they won a little tri-match with Deary and Kootenai, so I think they're being pretty successful.
Well, it was our pleasure to bring you the game. Thank you to our support staff up here, Cassidy Houchin, Skylie Austin, Ace Hess, and once again, thanks to Mrs. Farkas and everybody. Go Miners.
Go Miners.